gathering of the elites to discuss the freedom of Biafra is something we should applaud. Makana ono obana esiwe no ya aiga ebagonna no kwa kasa no na etinyalo kese etinyalo a big syndrome where the whole thing is running. So our birthright must be considered in a very, very simulating possibilities, where the whole journey must be convinced. So as we conceive ourselves in a birthful manner, in a way that someone must write down this process, we must put ourselves together and make sure that Biafra wins it all. So, if I won't ajulaju, if I won't kuleku, if I won't no nyelu emelen and keto. But one of the most important knowledge that we ought to share today is giving out this important spot. And as we are riding for freedom and making waves more predominantly, and making sure that things write history, and that is how we can now spot the difference, where things must be spotted. So, as we put ourselves together and conceive this very theory, we must help ourselves to portray these whole imaginations and putting it the way it should be. So these are victories that must be prolonged. Makana eziokwu bondo. And that's where the journey must be looked into. So the journey to, put Biafra in a possible way must be enlarged and make sure that nothing stops us from the victory that is already coming. Because at the end of the day, more possibilities will be unlocked. And the moment is unlocked, everybody will see the light in which we share. See, when we chase, we must understand these two things. Ogwogu, I will ogwoni. Yes. A very large phenomenon. We have come to realize a lot of things that has been going on in Biafran land. Most importantly, the nation of, since Simon Ekpa was arrested by the Finnish government. Even though that so many people have been telling me that, are you sure that Simon Ekpa is actually fighting for the freedom of Biafra? And I keep telling them that if he's not, anybody that the Nigerian government is against is fighting for the freedom of Biafra. No this and no peace. Anybody, the Nigerian government awagi say just know that person is already blocking them, or is not supposed to be blocking them. So this freedom that we are all seeking, we must open our hearts and our mind if only we want to get it. The possibilities of trying to figure out some kind of virtue, holding ourselves together, commanding this heritage to the proper point. Anyị ekwesịghị ịghọta na gịnị na nnọchi ụzọ ebe esi wee bido. So the warnings that is coming in from the United Nations back to back and saying, do not rendition this man to Nigeria, because we have an unfinished case with him, shows a lot. Nigeria come on answer. Nigeria come on answer. Can I answer a He who has made an impactful knowledge has not committed any crime. But at the end of the day, Biafra wins. Biafra wins in such a way that even those who try to communicate in a very large extent must be thrown across the globe. And that's what makes sense. So as we continue to figure out this, whole room of knowledge, we must duly understand that confidence lies on the very breakthrough. And that's where the truth begins. So, if we happen to help ourselves out into becoming this very position that we have placed ourselves, we will be in a very large expression, large demonstration, and more interesting facts. So this is just the very beginning. Biafra is winning, and that is what I am more interested in. The victory of a Biafran man